Thank you. So again, welcome back. Thank you very much for being here. And this is ACI 6. And we are on chapter 6. Today is 23rd of April, 2026. So let's set our intention before we begin. I invite you to get ready. Close your eyes. And just bring your attention to your breath until you hear from me again. Now, think of your current life. Think about the problems that you're facing. We have learned in the previous class that wisdom is the key in whatever we are doing, in the deeds that we are doing. Imbued with wisdom will bring us to this state of perfection. And today, our class will further deepen our understanding on wisdom. So recognize that today, what we learn is very powerful. It will be the antidote to cleaning out our negative karma, cleaning out our negative emotion. So we want to hold this intention in our mind. What we learned today will help us to be liberated, be free from all the problems in our life, and to reach this state of perfection, ultimate happiness. Where we will be able to really help others in a deep and ultimate way. So hold this intention in our mind. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. This ACI 6, chapter 6 is on the direct perception of emptiness. I can't believe I'm sharing that. I've not perceived emptiness directly. Okay, let's begin. We learned that there are 5 stages of spiritual growth. We have learned before. And today this will be what we will cover. So first of all is what is an Arya? We know an Arya is someone who has seen emptiness directly at path 3. Okay, the 5 stages of spiritual growth, let me show you first. Okay, not this one, sorry. Okay, we go back to this one. So basically, we know there are 5 paths. Path 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's either you're 1 and 2, or you've seen emptiness directly, then you're called an Arya. So they say there are only 2 divisions of beings in the whole world. One, someone who has seen emptiness directly, they are called an Arya, right? An Arya is a stream enterer, in the sense that they have entered the stream on their way out of samsara. Okay? And they have a finite, means that for us it's like infinite lifetime in samsara. For them, they have a finite lifetime, generally about 7 lifetimes more. So an Arya is also means superior being. Superior being. Superior in the sense that they're more superior, they become more superior to whom? Not to us, to their own, to the person that they were before. So you're comparing to like before you see emptiness and after you see emptiness directly. Seeing emptiness directly permanently transform their mind. So they are superior being. Okay, so 2 division of being. 1, someone who have seen emptiness directly at path 3. Yeah, path 3. So 3, 4, 5. And Arya. Okay, 1 and 2, they are non-Arya. They have a specific name for that. is called so-so-kewo. Where is my so-so-kewo? Okay, so path 1 and path 2, or before that, anybody even before path 1, path 0, okay. You have not seen emptiness directly, you're called so-so-kewo. So-so-kewo means that you act like a 2-year-old kid, 2-year-old infant. You know, the kids, they can be very unreasonable, isn't it? They can just cry, they want to get their things, throw tantrum. So-so-kewo. I think I act like that sometimes, isn't it? Or in your lifetimes, as we grow older, lesser, but in some other way, it kind of manifests in that kind of way sometimes. Or another word they use will be sotong. Means that
children.
people, yeah, it's true. They're quite easy to remember sotong. Means in our country, yeah, my sotong means like, what do you call that now? Is it squid? Yeah. So people who see things as coming from their own side. Okay, so clear, huh? So path 1 and 2 or path 0 is either two division. One, who have someone who have seen emptiness directly, 3, 4, 5. They are called an Arya or called superior being. Superior in the sense they are more superior than they were before they see emptiness. Another one would be so-so-kewo or called sotong. Okay, so which one are you? Are you in the 1 and 2 or are you an Arya? Okay, 1 and 2 or 3, 4, 5. Which one are you? If you are an Arya, can you type 1? In case I don't know if someone is an Arya, then I need to bow down. Okay. And we never know. Someone here could be an Arya, okay, pretending to attend the class. Okay, and that is in your question number 1. Okay, so I already covered that now, question 1. Want me to show you the questions? I can show you the question 1. Okay, this is question 1. Okay. All living beings divide into 2 kinds. 1, normal person like us, like me, who have not seen emptiness directly. So my lifetime is infinite lifetime in samsara. Okay, so-so-kewo. Or you can have another kind of being, an Arya, or we call it realized being, superior being. They've seen emptiness directly and their lifetime in this samsara is limited. Okay, so question 1 done. Okay, just now we talked about the 5 paths, right? Path 1 is when you start to have this renunciation, something happened in the life. Then you get sick and tired of this broken life. You're sick and tired of this nature of life. We talk about the 3 sufferings, right? The suffering of suffering, very obvious, people can see. Suffering, health problem, body aging, sickness, right? Some pain, your mind is just not at peace, anxiety, depressed, frustration, okay, all kind of suffering that we see. Then you have suffering of change, even good things end, and then leave us wanting more or leave us more suffering. Okay. Can be something nice, something good, and then the pervasive suffering. The nature of this life is such that we have to age, grow old, fall sick, and then die. So renunciation, we say path number one is when you reach true renunciation. Which one? Okay. The renunciation here got two meanings. One is Nyanjong here. Nyanjong means that you want to get out of samsara, the state of mind that I want to be free from this suffering. Okay, path number one. If you don't want to be out of samsara, then you'll still be in the same place, right? So the very first basic, the prerequisite is the mind, the state of mind, that I'm sick and tired of what is happening in this nature of life, that I don't want this anymore. I want a different, don't want this type of life, don't want this nature of life. So Nyanjong, I want to get out of samsara. I want to be liberated. I want to be free from samsara. I want to be free from this cycle of suffering. I want to be free from this condition. Okay, from this type of nature, this type of condition. So this Nyanjong is an inner, deep down in your heart. You have a deep wish that I want to be free from samsara. Okay, it is a state of mind. Okay, I want to be free from samsara, from suffering. So maybe I think all of us have to a certain extent. Okay, it does not require us to leave the home or family, because we recognize that somehow something is wrong with this life. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we have some happiness, but at the same time, we also have suffering. Okay, so this is a prerequisite. Nyanjong is a prerequisite, path one. But at the same time, we also recognize that how can we really practice, how can we commit a major time, a major part of our time, a major part of our mind, a major part of our life to practice, to be on spiritual path, if we don't we need to understand that in order for us to, how should I put it? To improve or to really be on the way out of samsara, we need to really devote a lot of time, right? We need to devote a lot of time, a major part of our time. Yeah. If we keep on focusing on the worldly things, then it's difficult for us to want to meditate 1 hour a day, okay, on our spiritual practice. And that is necessary. Without that, we cannot reach path 3. We cannot reach path 3. So the other meaning of renunciation is rabjung. Means you want to come out of the household life. Means you're renunciating the home life. Okay. This is the, you can say it's like an outer renunciation, like people become monk and nun. Okay. So this renunciation, basically we are referring to Nyanjong. We are referring to Nyanjong. Okay, let me see. Let's look at question number 2. So one is Nyanjong, the other one is Rabjong. Nyanjong is the one you want to come off samsara. Rabjung is the one that just come out from the worldly life. Okay, the first one, they say, give two meanings. The renunciation got two meanings and explain its role in the direct perception of emptiness. So first one, here they put A as the second one, is Rabjung. Okay, Rabjung means you come out of the worldly life. The B is coming out of samsara. Means you want to be free from this cycle of suffering. Okay, let me read to you here. It is necessary to reach a true state of renunciation in order to attain the first of the five paths. Without reaching the first path, the third is impossible. The third means to see emptiness directly is impossible. In a practical sense, one has no physical or mental time to study sufficiently or attain a deep level of meditative concentration, both necessary to reach the direct perception of emptiness, unless he or she has given up a life focused on a worldly goal. Okay, so renunciation got two meaning. One is Nyanjung. Okay, Nyanjung means that you want to come out of samsara, this mind. Yeah, I want to get out of this cycle of suffering. I want to get out of this type of nature of life. The other one is called Rabjung. Means your focus is no more on the worldly life. You want to get out of this worldly life. So you focus a major part of your time, a major part of your life, a major part of your mind in your spiritual practice. And this is necessary. Without that, it's difficult for us to progress on our spiritual path to see emptiness directly. Okay, that is in your question 2. So we have this renunciation that we want to be out of samsara, right? Yanjong, but not so much on the Rabjong, right? But in order to, if we want to accelerate, it is important for us. But I'm not sure whether if we didn't take we are not ordained, but we focus a major part of our time, a major part of our life, can we consider that as a Rabjong? So while explaining to you, I got this question I want to ask my teacher. Okay, and so do we consider that also as Rabjong? If I don't really become ordained, I'm still like normal layman, but most of my time, like 70% of my time, is actually on learning Dharma. So do I consider that as Rabjung? For me, I would think yes. You look at the essence, isn't it? Yeah, the essence. Okay, so we continue. We finish question 1 and 2. Okay, so we have these 5 paths, as we know, the 5 stages of our spiritual path. We have a Soklam, path of accumulation. I heard from the teacher before, they say accumulating enough disgust. You feel so disgusted with this samsara. Yeah, I really like that. That helps me to understand. The first one is a path of accumulation, because I always confuse. I always thought it's path of preparation is the first one. Okay, so path of accumulation is the first one. You accumulate enough disgust, D-I-S-G-U-S-T, disgust for this life, this nature of life. I really like the way the teacher put it, but I'm not sure whether is it really accumulate disgust, but it helped me to remember the sequence. So something happened in our life, a disaster strike, right? Something happened that you're not happy about. Maybe you're perfect, everything is happy, you got everything, but somehow there's something still you're not happy about, right? A lot of things perfect, everything is good, everything is nice, but then something happened. Yeah. So then you start to look for an answer, and then someone and teach you a pen, that is Jolam, path of preparation. Okay. someone start to tell you about the pen. It's coming from me. Okay, a seed that I plant in the past. Oh, coming from me. So path of preparation. Prepare you to see emptiness directly. I really like that. Okay, preparing you to see emptiness directly. So for this path number 2, we spend a lot of time to study, contemplate, meditate, right? And then they bring us to the path of seeing, Tonglam, where you directly perceive emptiness. Okay, and then you realize that there is no annoying person outside, doing this to me. There is no yelling boss out there from his own side. The aggressor was never there. Then that leads to Gonglam, path of habituation, that we put into practice what we have already experienced, what we realize. And then we clean out our negative emotion from there. Then we know it's not true. So, hey, yelling at me. No, it's not true. Something, how I have created the whole situation. And Miloklam, no more learning, means that you gain full enlightenment and you inspire others by our own example. That's a bodhisattva, right? So add in the see emptiness directly with bodhicitta. And then you yourself become a living example. And bring it to the kitchen. Or you can bring it to the office. The kitchen example, you can bring it to the office. Okay, the 5 stages in our real life. Okay, you work very, very hard in the office, or you work very, very hard at home, preparing dinner. And then your husband come home and yell at you, or your boss yell at you, and you feel that you did nothing wrong. So path number 1, disaster strike. You feel hurt, you feel angry. Why are you yelling at me? I didn't do anything wrong. Okay, something is wrong with the picture. You feel so unjust, feel so hurt, not being appreciated or whatever, the feeling that you have. That is the first crack, okay, that opened the door to our spiritual path. Then path 2, someone teaches the pen. We are so lucky, someone teaches a pen, isn't it? That's why we are here, that he's coming from me. But they say, how can it be that it's coming from me? And then you keep on learning the pen. Oh, I put the seed. I've done something similar. I plant the seed for that, for me, to put myself in the kitchen and to put my husband in the kitchen. You put yourself and you put that husband in the kitchen. Your seed put that. Then path number 3, you see clearly the husband that you were angry at was never there from his own side. It was my projection. Okay, you see clearly that the boss that was yelling at you was never there from his own side. It was a projection. And stage 4, you have learned at the pen long enough, okay? Then you understand when he yelled at you, whether your boss or your husband, you still feel a little bit of unhappy and irritation, but you know it's not true. You know that you have created the karma for you to have this projection. Okay, you keep on applying that and understanding of the pen, understanding of the pen. Then you clean out the negative emotion. And then finally, stage 5, it's impossible to get upset at all. You permanently stop the negative emotion. And then your husband notice, and then is inspired, and he also want to learn the same path. I have a friend, a very senior student. She always complains that her husband don't want to learn Dharma with her. And I told her, I said, because she said when she learned Dharma, she's very engrossed, like you just, you just don't care about other things. I said, yeah, that's why. You see how your husband want to learn Dharma with you and you behave like that. Okay. I say, you should also, okay, take care of the family, Then I say, long enough, I'm sure if you keep on doing that, one day your husband will learn Dharma with you because that is her wish. So we really need to rejoice. I see Jaslyn and Raymond, they're learning together. Wow, so happy for them, And Laura and Daniel, oh, so happy for you. Rejoice, rejoice. Okay. Keep on doing that, then you see the people that you love, that you wish them to also learn with you, Dharma, they will come, they will learn. Okay. Becoming a living example, a good example. Okay, so we finished the second part already. Now we are going into the third part, the very challenging one, Chi Chedra. Okay, we have learned what is an Arya. We have learned renunciation, Nyenjong and Rapjong. Nyenjong is living the samsara. You don't want this samsara, don't want this type of life, this type of nature of life. The other one is living home. Then we have learned 5 stages of spiritual growth. We have learned the kitchen example, how the karma works in the real life. And next, we will learn the Buddhist logic, Chi Chedra. Oh, yeah, I missed out. Yeah, Zane and Richie. Yeah, thank you. Today I got so many PPT. Yeah, I have to switch, so sorry about that because I get so excited learning about the AI. Today I spent so much time redo my PPT. So I spent so much time doing my PPT that I didn't meditate on my lesson today. Okay. Because I get so excited, but I don't know how to combine them. So I have different files. Rejoice on that, Australia, Tiger team. Rejoice. Okay, next one will be Chi Chedra. Get ready, Put on your safety belt. I can't believe that I'm sharing this Chi Chedra. My goodness. Okay. Chi Chedra. Okay. You can see below the word Chi is a quality, Chedra is a characteristics. Okay, Chi Chedra. Chi Chedra is this part of the study on path number 2. Okay, path number 2. We say path 1 is what? We have renunciation, isn't it? Okay. Then path number 2, you start to study, contemplate, meditate, and a very important component that prepare us to see emptiness directly is this topic on Chi Chedra. How our mind is creating the mental picture. Okay, how our mind creating the mental picture that creates our reality. And we mistaken them as an object outside, as a yelling boss outside yelling at me from his own side. Or I mistaken that there is a pen out there. Doesn't mean that there's no pen at all, okay? So again, Chi Chedra is the study on how our mind is creating mental picture that lay on the object. So it's very, very important topic. Okay, so there are 4 types of Chi. 4 types of Chi that we see mental images. One is Sok Chi. We'll go into detail one by one. Sok Chi is where We call it collection, a general as far as collection. Means that you assemble the parts into an idealized whole, like the hand, leg, eye, ear, all put together, everything, then become body. Okay? And this one, Sokchi, is not so important in seeing emptiness directly. It's not so important. So it's not much is mentioned about that. And what is important is Rikchi. Okay, Rikchi is a general as far as type. Type means that way you categorize things according to type, according to category. Okay? If you see Sokchi, it will be from bottom up. From Rikchi will be top down. Okay, this is the main big category. Big category, then below will be the small category. That one big category inside will be the like set and subset. Okay, one good example, easy to understand, is set and subset. We learn set and subset in maths, isn't it? So Rikchi is like the big one, set. Then below got the subset. Okay, and Rikchi is a very, very important subject that we need to understand, that show us how our mind is creating our reality. Okay, well, then what is Dunchi and Drakchi? Very easy. I'm very lucky because I attend the teacher training, and then we need to do presentation, and then because I am the facilitator, I'm kind of like, how should I put it? Okay, okay. So then, but while preparing, I understand very well Dunchi and Drakchi, then the relationship between these one. Okay, so we say Rikchi is the how our mind create mental image, isn't it? Okay, how I might create mental image can come from two-way, Dunchi or Drakchi. Dunchi is when you have see the thing. You have see the thing. Like for example, I've seen Raymond. Oh, this is Raymond. Okay. So when I see Raymond, I say, oh, Raymond. Oh, hello, Mr. Raymond. Then I have a picture in my mind, Raymond. Okay. And then when somebody say, oh, Raymond Kwa from Singapore. Oh, okay. The picture automatically come out in my mind. Okay. Whereas Drakchi, I have not see it, but I heard it. Like somebody say Eiffel Tower. If you've never been to Paris, you don't know Eiffel Tower, isn't it? Then someone describe to you. Through the description, your mind create a picture. I like to use a few more examples like alien. Have you seen an alien? No, I've not seen an alien, but I hear description that I hear. Then in my mind, there is a picture of an alien. Okay, or ghost. Ghost. Okay, when young, isn't it? You hear people say talk about the ghost. Oh, like that, this thing. And then you have a description, and then a picture. A picture is formed in your mind through the description. Okay, so Rikchi is how all these are the way we create our mental image in our mind. Okay, so we will focus on Rikchi, Dunchi, and Drakchi. Okay, which is very useful for us to see emptiness directly. Okay, Rikchi, how our mind create the category. So we'll go into one by one. I will go into one by one. Okay, I'll go into Sokchi again. Okay. Sokchi is the whole, the collection, the big one, okay? Like, okay, you have the hand, leg, eye, head, then body, put all together. This is my body, okay? These are not so important, but we will just mention about it. Okay, here you can see your mind take the parts and then assemble it. Your mind take the parts and assemble it into a whole. Okay, so I won't cover Sokchi. Next one will be Chi Chedra. Again, I go into Rikchi. Okay, we go into Rikchi again. Okay, Rikchi is the most important to see emptiness directly. Okay, Rikchi. Okay, we say what is chi? Just now from beginning you learn quality and characteristic. Remember, quality and characteristic. Another way would be you can say general and specific. General and specific. Another way would be, for me, I prefer to say set and subset. Set and subset. Okay, so chi chedra will be set and subset. This is how I remember. When I say quality and characteristic, I get very confused. Okay, so set and subset. Okay, so chi. Chi is like I said, is a way your mind creates a mental image, isn't it? How? By category. So your mind actually take all the existing things and you break into category, into groups, into concepts, into ideas. Okay. Okay. And then chedra is the subset. Remember, this is set, then this is subset. This is a specific instance that belong to the category. For example, the classic example, we say car. Car is the chi. The chedra can be Honda, Toyota, BMW. Okay, let's look at the Dunchi. Okay, I haven't finished with my Ricci. I want to continue with my Ricci first. Wait, something very important. I hope I don't miss out. Okay. Okay, chi. I like the recent Diamond Wave 5. I want to apply what I've learned in Diamond Wave 5. Kashi Michael this time make it something that he said is very profound. Okay, and it helps me to understand better. Okay. So let's say chi is the car. Okay, car, the idea of the car. Okay, the concept of the car. Right? When we say chi, car, this is an idea of a car. Carness. Then the chedra will be, we say, like BMW, Toyota, the specific car that we have seen. What Kashi Michael say is, in Buddhism, this chedra, a car or a chair, is also not much different from the big car, or from the big chair. He used the word chair, okay? He used the word chair that time. Again, chi chedra, right? You're talking about chi chedra. Chi. Let's use back the Kashi Michael. He's talking about the chair. So chi, the idea of a chair, right? The idea, what does a chair do for you, or what is a chair? What is chair? The idea, what is chair? Okay? The category that you put this as chair. Whereas the chair drug, like a chair, the chair, mom's chair, Angela's chair, the new chair, old chair, red chair, blue chair, dining hall, dining chair. Okay? In Buddhism, this chair, yellow chair, is also not much different from the big chair, the idea of the chair. You think about that, that's very wonderful. Actually, it's not that difficult because I think a lot of details, once you get a hang of it, then you'll be able to understand. Okay, that one you have to cook. This is what Kashi Michael, he dropped the bomb, and I love that so much, when he said, I quickly jot it down. Okay, and I think about that, it's true. That a chair, blue chair, red chair, is really not much different from that big chair, the chi. We say the chi is a category, isn't it? It's an idea, it's a concept. Why your mind put that kind of category? It could be mom's chair. Can start with mom to tell you from young, this is chair. Or your teacher tell you, chair. So you get an idea of chair. Why our mind put that kind of category, that kind of grouping, that kind of patterns? Is coming from our karma. We are forced by our karma. Why is that in that category? Why the question that Gershie Michael throw to us will be, you have not seen all the chair in the world. Why you suddenly know what chair is? What is it about a chair that allow you to recognize chair? And how do we create mental image from there? We can have two ways. One, we have seen it before, Dunchi. The other one is Drakchi that we heard of. Okay, Dunchi and Drakchi is how we are creating our mental images. Richie is generally we create category, but how that category is being created can be from Dunchi, can be from Drakchi. Is it okay? Yeah. Okay, Dunchi. By you please hold your question until the from beginning. You listen first. You listen really cook first, then only you can ask question maybe next week. Okay. Okay, so Dunchi, the mental image of what you have actually seen. Okay. Where you know something or you see something directly, and then you have a picture of that. Okay, when someone say what Raymond, that automatically that picture, instantly that picture come up. Your Dunchi arise, the mental picture appear. Something very profound here. Just now we mentioned about let's say I used to have a dog Bobby. So the moment somebody say Bobby, actually the picture of my dog come to my mind, you know, until now, you see. I know Bobby is the name of a male, of a person, of a boy, okay? But somehow, whenever someone say Bobby, the picture that come to my mind is a dog. So yeah, there's something very profound. When you look at the dog peeing on your shoes, you are not seeing the dog. You're seeing your dunchi. You are seeing the mental picture of your mind that your mind creates. Okay, the dunchi is peeing on your shoes. Next one is the drachi, the mental image of what you have only heard of. Okay, dunchi is the picture of what you have seen. Drachi is the picture of what you have heard, but you have not seen it. Okay, so those are how our mind creates picture. Okay, I will stop for 1 minute and we think about it. Meanwhile, I see whether I can answer the questions or not. I can answer Emerald's question. Yes, the quality here, we are not talking about the qualities like the 10 qualities of a teacher. The quality here, as you can see, it is a set, a general. They call it general specific. It's a general, like the big chair, the big title, the big category. Okay, that one you cook first, cook first, really cook first. That one take a long time to cook. I cook for a long time, only finally when I see the relations, actually, is the details actually make me confused. Without so many details, you try to memorize quality, characteristic. Then actually, if you look at it coming out of that, then you find that it's easier to understand. Yeah. Uh, when I try to learn too many like those details, those definitions, those words, I get too bogged down. I don't know where is it, you know. But once you like forget about the word, understand the concept, you understand that, then it's just like it clicked. Yeah. Otherwise, if you look at the word quality, characteristic, wow, you get really very confused, you know. General, like Sokchi is a general as far as collection. What is that? You know? Then Richie is a general as far as type. What is that? You know, if you study like this, I cannot understand. You know. So those are the words I still give it to you. But to make it easy to, I mean, for me, how it become easy for me to understand is, okay, again, Sokchi is like the whole, okay? You put the parts together and then you idealize the whole. Whereas Richie, you break into the parts. You break into the parts, okay? You can see that from bottom up, Sokchi, bottom up. Richie is from top down. The big chair, yeah, the big chair, right? Big chair, Richie, big chair. Then you have the chair drop will be the small chair. Those set and subset category. Okay. And where this set and subset come from? Dunchi and Drachi. Okay. Whether you have seen before or you have heard before, then you create the mental image in your mind. How your mental image is created in your mind. So something very interesting. So now we learn how our mind is creating the mental image, isn't it? How our mind is creating the mental image. Why is that so important? It is important because when I look at something, or whenever we look at something, right? Okay, we say this is pen. Okay, there's this picture that come from my mind. This is how my mind, the mental image is created in my mind, and then lay on this thing, right? But I mistaken this pen as outside. Again, I rephrase. How our mind is creating the mental picture in our mind, but we mistaken the picture that we see in our mind as something out there. Again, I rephrase. We learn Chi Chedra. We say Chi Chedra is a way of is I mistaken. How I mistake this picture. Okay, I see the picture of a pen and I mistaken the picture of a pen as a pen out there on its own. I see this picture, but I mistaken it as a pen out there on its own, independent of my projection, independent of my mental image in my mind. And from Diamond Way 5, Kashi Michael also mentioned something very, very powerful. Okay, we say the picture in our mind, right? We create the picture in our mind, and the picture in our mind is created from how we treat others in the past. So all these category, why we categorize in certain way, and all these things is coming from how we treat others in the past. For me, I would say very simple. From our karma, correct or not? From what we do, say, and think that plant the seed in our mind that then ripen, yeah, as the mental image. And then we take that as a pen out there on their own self-existently. Okay. Next one will be the experience already. Okay, so all this Rikchi, Dunchi, Drakchi, how we apply in our life, the pot on the stove. Okay. So Kashi Michael always gives this story, yeah, but you can apply your life in any other thing that you see. Okay, let's use back Kashi Michael's story. He said that he was in the kitchen and he is trying to prepare tea for his teacher. So he saw, of course, he see the pot, isn't it? The pot on the stove. Okay, he looked at the pot on the stove. So the question now is the pot out there in the world self-existently? We say no, because after we learn about Richie, how our mind is creating the mental image, how our mind is the one who's creating the mental image, but we mistaken that as a pot out there. Okay, what happened is the first one, the green one, clue. We see silver color, we see the color, we see the shape, we see the size, right? Color, shape, the size. What our mind is actually taking in the raw data, color, shape, size, okay, raw data, and then the mind put them together into certain pattern. Okay, Richie. Okay, Richie. Richie. Okay, Richie. 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 from the second Rache, okay, into a certain pattern, certain category. Okay, the mind assemble them into a certain pattern, certain category. Okay, and then a dunchi arise. Maybe something you've seen before. Something you've seen before, the mental image come up, the mental image of the pot lay on the thing. And you think the pot is really out there, and you mistaken the pot is out there on its own, independent of this process happening. And when you see this thing happening, you see how your mind is creating and projecting this mental image. When you see your mind is creating and projecting this mental image on the thing, then you say pot on the stove. At this point, you are at the end of the path number 2. We call it the highest Dharma. You're at the final stage of path number 2. We call it highest Dharma, Chuchuk, where it happened just before you see emptiness directly. Just before you see emptiness directly, you have this experience where you directly see yourself create this mental image, creating and projecting the mental image on the thing, pot on the stove. I'm sure we have heard this story many times, right? This is at the end of path number 2. How interesting, you see yourself creating and projecting dependent origination. And that is when you really understand, you really perceive deceptive reality. That is a deceptive reality. Okay, you really perceive the dependent origination for the first time in our life, in my life, sorry. And then you go and meditate, go down and sit down and meditate. That is when you will see emptiness directly, path 3. This is coming to the end of path number 2. Then you go and sit and meditate, you reach path number 3, you see emptiness directly. And that is the preparation. Studying this prepare us for seeing emptiness directly. But at the same time, we need to study. This is studying, contemplate. We have to think about this. Meditate. We have to meditate 1 hour a day, so that when this thing happen, when we sit down, we can sit and meditate 1 hour. Okay, we cannot meditate 1 hour daily. Our concentration maybe not stable, right? We need our concentration to be very stable. Our concentration is at this level. We call it the form realm, at the level of the form realm concentration, to allow us to see emptiness directly. Okay, we are forced by our karma to see things in certain way, right? In certain category, in certain groups, in certain patterns. Okay. Okay, our bakchak, the bakchak. Where the bakchak come from? In ACI 5, we learn how karma works. We learn that what we do, say, and think plant the imprint in our mind, right? That then ripen as an awareness of the results. So the bakchak in our mind shape the categories and the patterns that you recognize. Sorry, I need to take out some of the thing. Okay, the summary, Chi Chedra and the 4 ways of seeing. Sokchi, Rikchi, Dunchi, Drakchi. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I want to ask you, okay? You can type 1, 2, 3, or 4. You remember the 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Something that we have heard before. That in our mind, we have this alien, ghost, or someone talk to you, met their aunts, but through the description, you have a picture of an aunt. Correct, number 4. Yes, correct. Emerald is not Dunchi. Okay. It's Drachi. I think Dunchi is very, very important. I already give the name already, Dunchi. Everybody knows it's Dunchi 3. You're right, Dunchi. I find why some react in a certain way. I find that it's because of this Dunchi, isn't it? Something we have seen before, that we have experienced. So in my mind, I have this category. It's very interesting. I noticed that a lot of our negative emotion is because of our past experience. So Dunchi will be that one. Okay, a general as far as a whole, a general as far as collection. Assemble the parts into an idealized whole. Okay, correct. Sochi. Yeah, number 1 is correct. Then a general as far as type. Type means category. You have different category. Set, subset, set, subset, set, subset. Is Richie, number 2, not 1. KL Wong. So when we study this one, why is this important? I don't understand the connection there. I say, okay, then I realize, wow, this topic is so important. This is how my mind works. And I'm mistaken. When I see something, whoever I see, whatever, I'm mistaken that as something outside, independent of this process happening. So that leads us to, these are all related now. Okay. We learn Chi Chadra is at path 2. How you create and project dependent origination. Your mind create and project this mental image of how we treat others in the past. Okay, Krishna words, okay. That is at the end of path 2, Chuchuk highest Dharma. And you realize that there is no pot out there on its own. But our mind is the one that idealizes it. Our mind is the one, the mental image comes from our mind. And then we mistaken the pot as out there on its own. But mental image in your mind. Okay, this is very, very interesting. You can discuss with your partner, discuss this with your friend. Very interesting. I love that so much. So I discuss with your partner and say, you can. I like the story. I read somewhere the Dharma. The king was asking the queen, "Do you love me?" The queen said, "No." Say, "I actually love the king in my mind, the king that I have in my mind." The king said, "Yeah, I actually love the queen in my mind." So actually, the person you love is an idea of the person that you love. I noticed that I'm so happy this thing all teach me. I really recognize that. What I say, I love the person so much. What I'm actually loving him is I'm loving the idea of him in my mind, that person that I have in my mind, the idealized person that I love. Very interesting. You think about that, then you'll find out, wow. So, yeah. So happy now I know why we are in samsara. Okay. Okay, we want to do question 3. Let's look at question 3. Yeah? What is our question 3? This is my old slide. I got the old slide and the new slide. Just now is a new slide. Okay, so this is the Sokchi. Okay, collection of parts. Putting all the parts together. Are all the parts a car? Not yet until I chocolate sauce it, isn't it? Next one will be Dunchi. You have a mental image of something that you've seen before. Okay, this is my old, you can see my old slide last time. It's like that one. Okay, Richie is a quality. Remember we said quality and characteristic is the general name. Quality, characteristic, chi, chedra. Set, subset. Say the big car is the Richie car. Is the idea of the car. Okay, the idea of the car. Then the chedra will be the Toyota, Honda, a car, the car, my car, Laura's car, okay, his car, old car, new car, okay, Malaysian car. Those are the chedra. And how these chedra come, they can be either this Rikchi can come from Dunchi and Drakchi. The Rikchi, how you put the category can be something that you see before Dunchi or from something you heard before Drakchi. Okay? Being a car is characteristics of Toyota. Okay, this is the one after I heard from Diamond Wave 5, I quickly do this slide. Okay, Chi Chandra, chair. This is the idea of the chair. Idea of a chair. There's no specific chair yet, no specific chair, okay? Chandra will be like a chair, the chair, my chair, your chair, red chair, yellow chair, good chair, bad chair, living hall chair, okay? Old chair, new chair, my favorite chair. Okay, the chair here, you have not seen all the chairs in the universe, but somehow, why you know, why you know, why you suddenly know what chair is. So chair is a concept, it's a word. And Gibson, in his Diamond Wave 5, he says like mom's chair or mom's car. Something like when you're young, your mom, you learn from the mom tell you this is car. That is the category that you have. Then the chedra will be specific cars that you meet. And what is profound is this sentence that Kashila said, in Buddhism, this is also an idea. Okay? This is also an idea. Not much different from the big chair. This one you cook on that. I love that so much, Oh, I'm so happy, and wow. Okay. I'm so happy that I can understand this. You have to And that idea comes from the seed in your mind. That idea comes from a seed in your mind, the luminous image from how we treat others in the past. Okay, this one you can snapshot now. I think this is the easiest way to understand, to be very honest. All the years I struggle. I think this is, wow, this is really easy to understand. And it's so profound.
Rich, teacher Rich.
Hmm?
Your mom's car is under Chi, not J-Rap.
Which one?
Mom's chair. Mom's car. Why is
Oh,
not
okay.
J-Rap? J-Rap,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. This one, according to Gibson, Gibson say mom's car. So I can understand why he say that lah. He say in Diamond Way 5, and I find, wow, okay, that is the idea. Yeah. I understand where you're coming from, Angela. It should be like specific here, can be my chair, your chair, mom's chair. Right? I know where you're coming from. Yes. Yeah. Yes. I think what he's referring to would be like the very first time you heard of this word car, like you learn the word car. Yeah. Yeah. So you get this category in your mind, this idea of car in your mind. Okay. That's how I understand it. Yeah. He didn't explain that lah, but I understand in that way. Okay, so we look at question number 3. Name and describe the principle most important for reaching an intellectual understanding of emptiness at the path of preparation. Remember, we are at path number 2, right? Path number 2, we are learning is more on the intellectual understanding of emptiness. So we study, Chi-Chadra, that will help us to see emptiness directly. Then we contemplate. We bring that to our daily life, what we have learned here, and try to see, what it means that, you try to apply in your life. Don't go for the complicated things first. Go for think. Go for think that we are talking about here, like chair and car. If you grasp that, you already okay. Then for me, I move into my negative emotion. Why I'm having this negative emotion? Then I realize, in the past, I had this trauma when I was young. Okay. That's how when this thing happened, it triggered me, you kind of like link to that category, that category, that feeling. Yeah, that is how I learn. Okay, for me to understand this. Okay, if you want to go more complicated than that, you can explore and maybe you can ask Sheila. Okay, he is the best person to answer. Okay. So these are name and I describe the principle most important for reaching an intellectual understanding of emptiness at the path of preparation. Okay. So the principle most important, like we say, is Chi-Chadra, right? We are learning Chi-Chadra, quality and characteristic. Okay. Or they have another name called general and specific. Okay. Forget about all these names for me, When I sit for the exam only, I remember. After that, I throw away this one, I cannot remember. Okay. So there are 4 types of general. Okay. 3 of which are especially relevant here, okay, which is minus the first one. Sokchi is not. 3, these are the Rikchi, Dunchi, and Drakchi. Okay, Rikchi, Dunchi, Drakchi. Okay, an example of Rikchi would be car, the big car, the big chair. Okay, the idea of a car. Characteristic Chedra. An example of Dunchi would be someone you have seen before. An example of Drakchi would be someone you heard before but you never see before. Okay? So I already explained all these things is in your question 3. Okay, when here they mention the fourth type is actually the first type we are talking about, the Sokchi, the collection, Sokchi. Like a person's body composed of head, leg, arm, and torso, collection of things, a collection of parts. Okay, that is question number 3. So we cover question number 3. I want to leave you at question number 4. We'll finish until question 4, okay? So just now, that Chi Chedrak is related to question 4. So I finish at 4, okay? Chi Chedrak that we learn how our mind is creating the mental image, okay? And then we say how our mind is creating the mental image. We can experience that. We directly see that at the end of path number 2, Chuchuk. We call it highest Dharma, Chuchuk. Okay, so I read here, the level of highest Dharma occur at the very end of second path, the path of preparation, shortly before you see emptiness directly. Okay, at this level, the person for the first time understand perfectly, directly, the process by which he's constantly perceiving indication of an object. We only see color, shape, size, then idealizing them as a chi in your mind. We idealize that. We have a mental image that we idealize. This is the man I love. And mistaking this idealization for the actual object. And then, 你一直跟他互动, you are interacting with the thing based on this mental image in your mind. Okay? This process is the exact way in which deceptive reality operates. The first time you perceive, you're perceiving deceptive reality. You're perceiving dependent origination. You are seeing yourself creating and projecting dependent origination. Okay? Just before you see emptiness directly, this is a process. Okay? This is where you will hit the chuchuk, the highest Dharma. For the first time you see for yourself, oh, this is how I am creating my reality. Okay, so let me see. Lin asked, what is the chi chedra giving thing? Lin, you cook on that and you tell me next week. Okay. And then the first time I heard car, you see car that is also coming from my seat. Yes. Okay. For me, what I can say would be, we always have a difficulty. Okay, this is my personal from what my teacher tell me, okay? We always think that me here projecting there. That's why we find it difficult to work with things, Actually, it's like me and my experience, me and my world. It's all happening all at the same time. Okay. So if you have this question, maybe you can keep it for the Diamond Way 6. You can come to Malaysia and ask Sheila in person. How about it? I tell you what, I asked the same question to Venerable Gelsi. She told me the same thing. She said, are you asking the right person? You should be asking the Arya. She was telling me one of the time when I went to this Kyoto event, I was like, oh, okay. Okay. So we will do a dedication first. And of course, after the class, if you still want to talk about this, we are welcome to explore a different angle if you want to. Okay. All right. So let's do a dedication first so that we don't take up other people's time. So close your eyes and be very, very happy with yourself that you are here. We are here learning about Chi Chedra, the key to seeing emptiness directly, the key the key to gaining wisdom, in order for whatever we are doing to become a perfectionizer that bring us to the state of perfection. And so be very, very happy. The seeds are planted in your mind. We hear this, we learn this. The antidote for us to be free from, to purify ourselves from all the negative emotions and all the negative karma we have collected, and bringing us to this state of ultimate happiness. And we are so happy, we rejoice, we celebrate, and think about all the goodness that we have done, that we want to share with others. By the power of the goodness that we have just done, may all beings complete the collection of merit and wisdom, and thus gain the two ultimate bodies that merit and wisdom make. Use 3 long exhale, 1 to send to the one person you want to help. 2 to send to everyone you love. And 3 to send to all sentient beings in the universe, wherever they are. May this light of wisdom touch them and free them from suffering. And may all beings be happy, peaceful, and liberated, liberated, liberated. And bring your mind back to the space here. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, can stop our recording, finish our class. Thank you for helping.